what do you think like the most important advice for new coaches should be? People who are thinking about making a living at coaching. What advice do you have for them?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I think, especially today, a lot of coaches that start put a lot of emphasis and focus on the marketing of their business. Like, what can I do? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, right? And they want to make sure they're like out there and big and seen and, seen. And I think that's misdirected. I think now, especially because the market is so flooded, the best thing you can do is to be the most amazing coach you are capable of being, because that's going to be your biggest and best marketing tool. Yeah. Better than Facebook, better than Instagram, way better than any flashy website you can make, but you do want a good website. Be a great coach. Be the coach that people are dying to work with and like giddy about referring, because referral business is the best business. But I think a lot of coaches, and I did this is how I know this. I came out of coach training and I went right into marketing and branding and building business. And there was a huge chunk of time, years, where I didn't sharpen my tools. I didn't hone my skills. And like I said earlier, that was the thing that was the game changer for me. That literally catapulted into a higher level of success. Yeah. The second thing I would say is, and this is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. It's a little more like vain, but if you're going to put yourself out there as a business owner, don't do it half-assed. Like, if you suck at making a website or you stink at making logos, get someone who's good at it, because put your best foot forward in everything. Make your clients make it easy for your clients to understand who you are, what you do, right? And make them feel like, ooh, you're quality. And I see so many coaches out there that just half-ass it because they don't know, or they don't out for help. That's frustrating to me. Oh, and don't put a selfie on your website as your headshot. There. That's my most practical advice. Don't be like, oh, click, and then that's your headshot. Don't do that. Why are you doing that?
I've never seen that. That's surprising. So if we think about your sessions, like, and being memorable and like really having that person go and recommend you to other people, what are the things that make you memorable in a session, or like the risks you take, things you do that people go like, I want to work with Jennifer Powers?
Yeah, that's easy. Don't stay on the surface. Don't be afraid to ask those deep, what I call jugular questions, right? I say go for the jugular. First of all, that's what they're paying you for. They're not paying you to dance around the surface. Like, what do you think you can do? And what have you done before that really works? It's like, what is the biggest challenge? Like, what is the story that you tell yourself about that? Who do you really want to be? What is your greatest fear around this? Like, these deep questions that a lot of new coaches are afraid to ask because they'll think it's too personal. That's what you're getting paid for, people. Yeah. Right? So go deep, and go deep fearlessly, and go deep early, because that's where the big bucks are made, right? That's where the big transformations happen. And that's where people get so excited about what their life is after that, that they refer. Yeah. So I know people are afraid. I know it feels intrusive, but man, when you can give yourself permission to ask those deep questions, it's powerful.
Yeah, I'm remembering a time when I was sitting at a lunch, it was a barbecue, and I was sitting across from the CEO, and I started asking these questions that for me were just normal coaching questions. And at some point he stopped and he said, "You're asking me questions nobody has ever asked me before." And he said, "and also questions that nobody would probably ever dare ask me." And I was like, oh, I was surprised, because for me, it was a normal thing, as a coach. But then I realized, that's right. People are afraid to ask those big questions. Yeah. It's not something we normally do.
And it's so powerful when you do. It's so powerful. And so uncommon. And as a coach, you feel powerful asking them. It's like a win-win. The person is like blown away, and you feel like a badass, you know, for being the one to ask questions that nobody else asks. That's what I love about it.
Right. I think you're right. It's like you lean forward and go, let's have a real conversation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Let's talk about
Yes.
the real stuff. Yeah. I think it's so.
That's how you set yourself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, say that again.
I was just gonna say, so often we're on the surface in life, just with everything, right? Like, you know, and the person that stops and goes, wait a minute, what are you afraid of? Like, nobody does that. And it's suddenly aliveness, and you go, whoa, we're gonna have a real conversation.
I mean, that sets you apart, not only in your business as a coach, but in life, in your life, at a cocktail party, at a barbecue, right? When you're building a friendship, that's where the gold is.
Exactly. And that makes the people line up at your door, right? Like, we want Jennifer, who's going to ask those real questions and who's going to take risks. Yeah.
Yes.
It's so true.